again. So, again, first of all, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land, the Uyghur and Gadigal people, and the respected elders, past, present, and emerging. So, I only met Vic quite recently, and so he actually was an artist in residence at the National Museum, and he did this body of work. This is only a fraction of it. It's much more than that. When he first came, he actually had 3 crates, lining up here, and so we have to sort of basically select the ones that it's going to be in the exhibition. But he did this body of work, and they are quite interesting. It's photography, but he actually projected images of these works onto foam. It's real foam, and then he took photo of that again. So it's a very interesting body of work. I remember when I first saw the photo images, they were quite interesting. But then when I sort of unwrapped all the bubble wrap and saw the actual photo, I thought, wow, these are really good. We meant to have Wendy Martin from Creative Australia to come and open the show, but unfortunately this morning she's not well. She's got a really sore throat and can't really speak. But I think Vic have a speech that she's written that he can read out to you.
Thanks very much, Simon. Thanks everybody for coming here. I'm in a weird situation where I'm going to read a speech about myself and by somebody else. But Wendy Martin, I first met her a few years ago. She was one of the team in charge of writing the $2.4 million curatorial strategy for RPA Hospital. So that will be launched soon. I think it's all been approved. So she asked me to come and assist with that as an artist, and then I got involved in writing that strategy. And then with her new role at Creative Australia, she has given the Cat Factory some significant funding under a new sort of program that's meant to achieve some of the aims of the National Cultural Policy. And so she's actually got a terrible migraine this morning, so she just sent me this. So I'm going to read it. I'm not being egotistical when I say these things about myself. And I just realised now, I could have made changes this morning. Anyway, I'll just read it. It's probably only a couple of minutes. So I've had the privilege of working with Vic McEwan, first in 2023 in the context of arts and health, and now in my role as Director of the Creative Futures Fund at Creative Australia. I'm witnessing the Cat Factory's latest project unfold, River Stories, an ambitious multi-sector arts project that responds to one of Australia's ongoing problems, how to care better for the Murray-Darling waterways and the people, plants and animals of the river system's communities. This project is bringing together artists, scientists, community, Indigenous leaders and water managers in a series of projects that reconfigure sites of water conflict as places of exchange, connection and shared purpose. Vic is the artistic director and co-founder of the Cat Factory, a regional artist-led organisation based in Narrandera in New South Wales. Through his work, he's collaborated with hundreds of artists, health workers, scientists, local communities and First Nations custodians across Australia and internationally, always with a deep attention, generosity and a quietly radical approach. He was the first artist to be awarded a PhD through the University of Sydney's Faculty of Medicine and Health, and this tells you something about the rigour, depth and relevance of his interdisciplinary practice. Whether working in hospitals or riverbanks or in museums, Vic's work carries a consistent through line. He listens deeply, he collaborates meaningfully, and he invites us to think and feel differently about the world. His work is not just about creating beautiful things, though it certainly does that. It's about making meaning with people and places. It's about care. And now, increasingly, it's about making meaning with the environment itself as collaborator. Which brings us here to this body of work, Haunting. This is a photographic exhibition, but it's more than that. It is a gesture of reanimation. These works began to be created early in 2015 during Vic's year-long residency at the National Museum of Australia and have travelled across the country for the past 3 years. The concept is deceptively simple. Vic photographed objects from the National Museum's collection that relate to land use and farming in the Murray-Darling Basin. He then projected these images onto thick fog, low-lying mist, smoke and water rising from the surface of the Murray River, and he re-photographed them. The result is much more than an image layered onto landscape. It is an active collaboration with atmospheric conditions, with weather, with light, with dew. The fog becomes brushstroke, the mist becomes memory. These are images that refuse clarity. They evoke the way history, like river water, is constantly shifting. In this collaboration with nature, Vic found a new form that honours object, history, place and time, generating new meaning and enabling new interpretation. I want to acknowledge that this work is also part of a lineage, a kind of prelude to the river-focused project that Vic, the Cat Factory and I are now working on together, River Stories. And while this exhibition doesn't involve community participation in the same way as some of Vic's other projects, it echoes the same ethics. It is socially engaged by paying attention, by letting place, weather and time shape the work, by recognising that fog can, in fact, bring things to light. We often hear the river described as a metaphor for time, for movement, for change. But Vic reminds us that it's more than metaphor. The river is real. It holds memory. It nourishes. It reveals. It blooms and it heals. In this work, the Murrumbidgee River becomes not just a site of projection, but an active collaborator, the breathing, flowing, beating heart of the land. So yes, this exhibition is technically about history, but like all of Vic's work, it's also about presence, about what endures, about what lingers. It is my great pleasure and honour to declare haunting by Vic McEwan officially open, and I invite you to sit with these images as they unfold, revealed by the early morning fog, mist, smoke and water. So that was how it was. Now it's time for the Maybe I'll just say briefly, there is an artist talk here on the 16th where we'll get into, Keith and I will both talk about our work, but one of the things about these works is that there's no computer manipulation that have happened to these images. It's all about the relationship between image and fog and what that delivered on those nights when fog was in a certain sort of condition. So I just want to thank everybody for coming, and thanks to Simon and our new relationship we've started together, and let you know that I also almost have my next body of work ready, so and just to everybody that's come, thanks so much.
Thank you, everyone.